the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast.
What up, my dudes? This is Trent here with the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast. We are going to be getting to a draft here shortly. I am joined by Phil, Jordan, and producer Seth manning the cams as usual. Still no camera on him. Hoping to get that soon. Happy Wednesday if you're watching on YouTube. Thursday from podcast. So if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe down there on the bottom at tffdudes, and you can get access to this draft a little bit early. Today's draft, we are going to go over things you need when you are sick. You know, it's we're kind of in cold season, a little bit sniffle season. You know, some of us are just getting over being sick, maybe on the verge of getting sick. Yep. You know, maybe it's lack of sleep. But yeah, we thought that'd be a good draft. Things you need when sick draft. Before we get into that, everyone I assume is doing good. Jordan's still a high and mighty after the Mahomes win, so he's doing good. Seth is still down bad about the bad officiating. But if you want to hear more about the Super Bowl, go listen to our pod from Monday, wherever you listen to podcasts or here on YouTube. But before we get into the draft, let's recap our Super Bowl snack draft to see who won and decide the draft order. Our winner was Team A with 58% of the votes. And that was me, and I had wings, Hawaiian roll, ham, and Swiss sliders. And then I wrapped it up with chips and guac. Second place, we had Team D. That was loaded nachos, Mexican food party platter, and mini churros. Jordan went south of the border there. And then in third place, we had Team C with 10.4% of the votes. Jalapeno poppers, soft pretzel twist, homemade Rice Krispie treats. And in last place, we have Phil with 7% of the votes. That. He had chips and queso. You took Polish dogs in the second round.
I did have Polish dogs.
And most of the people who voted probably didn't listen to the draft. If they would have saw that you picked 5 different things in the second round, they probably
might have
wouldn't have voted.
They would have.
No, they wouldn't have, just out of annoyance.
I had Polish dogs today for what it's worth.
Okay. And then you had candied pork belly. Some people were mad you called it candied pork belly. They were saying it's pork belly burnt ends. So... anyways,
that's factual.
It's 10 o'clock here in the Dude Den, running a little early, but that's okay. So, So I won the draft. I'll go first. Second, we have Team D, which is Jordan. Wow, we're going to go counterclockwise.
I like that.
Yeah, so Jordan, curse
Trent
is
was
broken.
about to clap
Curse is
there.
broken, people. Jordan he's finally didn't finish last place. He's back in sync.
Jordan.
There's a lot of people probably.
How many times does that happen outside of this podcast?
There's some guy in this car probably chanting with you.
Yeah,
very good chance. But yeah, so it's gonna go me.
And also, hold on. Are you just total side note? Are you a league champ?
I am a league champ.
Yes, clap it up, league champ. All right.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
I wanted to be the last guy clapping, so there we go. Jordan, league champ.
Did you open up a nice little Perrier, or what'd you
cut the net? JV cut the net.
No, we don't cut the net for JV.
So what'd you do? Did you treat yourself to Taco Bell, or what? Did you do anything to celebrate?
No, I went and won a varsity game.
Okay, all right.
Big comeback win.
Big
you guys
comeback.
are down by 20 in the first quarter, 22-4.
Oh, that's a big one.
All right. Well, here's our draft. I'm going to go first. Let's kick this thing off. We're 3 minutes in. We're doing good here. Starting the draft at the 101. And I am on a 2-week burner, just so you guys know, so that you're aware of it. Won 2 drafts in a row, going for the three-peat. My 101 of things you need when you are sick, I'm going to go with Gatorade. I like having Gatorade when I'm sick. Get those extra electrolytes. You need to pound the water and pound the Gatorade. That's the 2 things that are vital. Get rejuvenated electrolytes. Already said that. Stay hydrated. So I'm going Gatorade.
What color though? Because that's important, I think, when you're sick.
Usually when I'm sick, I prefer yellow.
Agreed.
For whatever reason. Blue is my favorite, but when sick, yellow Gatorade.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll put yellow Gatorade. I don't think anyone else should be able to take Gatorade.
No
one should be. No different colors or Gatorade. The other thing that I would say is, like, when I'm sick, I also like to cut my Gatorade. So you're going to be like, Phil, what does that mean?
Half and half.
I do like ice, very cold ice.
Oh, Gatorade on the rocks.
Gatorade on the rocks, but I put water in there too. I put a decent amount of water. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you split it.
You split it, yeah. So it goes farther, and it you just feel a little bit better going that way.
Kind of has like that little, I like that. That's good. So
I think it's less syrupy. You know what I'm saying? Like Gatorade can be kind of syrupy.
I
sometimes.
kind of like the Gatorade Zero or Powerade Zero more.
No.
I don't know
it's
why.
not good.
No.
Agreed, Seth. It's
Don't
pretty
say
bad.
that garbage.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just stay up while you're up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm doing Gatorade as my 101. I think that's pretty solid. Maybe there's something better.
Nope.
But Gatorade's off the board. And I think I won my last draft taking Wings at 101.
Yeah,
A lot of people only looked at the first round and voted.
Yeah, like off the line, off the line, you come off the line as a Corvette oftentimes. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So yeah, Gatorade as my 101.
Jordy Nelson.
Jordan, you are up.
I don't know. I think mine's pretty good. I don't know.
Pedialyte.
No, it doesn't always. NyQuil.
NyQuil, okay.
That's a big deal, especially even
Like,
if it's like
Dayquil,
not
NyQuil.
Yeah, usually with the NyQuil, like one, maybe you're having trouble sleeping, so it helps you. It
knocks you out, man.
It knocks
It's a
you
big
out,
deal.
like, and yeah, it doesn't. It used to not taste great, but you can get like the honey NyQuil now, and that doesn't taste that bad.
I need to try that.
I just swallow it whole.
I hate liquid
'cause-
NyQuil.
'cause you're an
I take-
adult.
Yeah.
I just take the pill version and swallow.
Oh no, I use
don't
the
take-
liquid. I use
just-
the liquid.
I think the liquid
Jordan
works
mixes
better.
it.
I think the liquid's
you
better.
You guys are struggling over like a 2-ounce mixer. Like just
buy the pills and pop it.
or the liquid one. Like you're
No,
worried about it
liquid.
tasting good. It's literally
I'm
a
saying,
teaspoon.
I'm saying some people won't use it because like Trent said he doesn't like the taste. But like some people can't. But like the honey, there's honey NyQuil. Like I'll take the shot of regular NyQuil too.
Oh,
I don't-
yeah,
I don't.
I need to try the honey because I will not drink liquid NyQuil unless I am like on my deathbed.
No, but, like,
Sick
why
as a
not?
dog.
The
You
best
should just
part
take
about-
a
taste,
I can't take
just
it.
take
It
a
just-
pill,
yeah.
though. Just
I do the pill. That's why I take the
I don't
pill.
think the pill works as good. But like the NyQuil, it helps you sleep, and like it honestly is just like it's kind of a cure all sometimes. Like,
I'll be
Yeah.
especially if you're like, especially if it's like I cannot be sick tomorrow. Like I have a big meeting. I cannot be sick tomorrow. I have to take the NyQuil because maybe it doesn't solve your problem, but it definitely is going to be like, oh, I can push it down the road for sure.
Well, no, it's just
know?
a kickstart for your body. I'm
Yeah.
not a doctor, but I live about a quarter mile from
Like,
one.
if you
and
start feeling
you
the
sleep,
dentist.
if you get it, if you get, it is a dentist technically. If you get a good, 7.5, 8 hours of
Yeah.
sleep and it's full sleep, your body's like,
And if you start to feel the throat
like
itch
getting
a
an
little
oil
bit,
change.
you just take the NyQuil and that helps. It's like a preventative thing. It helps with that. I just feel like it helps clear the sinuses a little bit. I don't know.
NyQuil, that's definitely a really good one. Because
Yeah.
even like when you're not sick with something that you normally take NyQuil for, and like you're having trouble sleeping, like the NyQuil definitely helps. Like even if you have like a fever, but you're not like having cold symptoms, you take the NyQuil and you're like, oh, I could sleep. Sometimes I've taken NyQuil just because I'm going on a plane overnight and I know I need to sleep, and NyQuil knocks me out in around exactly 30 minutes.
I would
Yeah.
say that's probably not the most healthy thing to do. Just take NyQuil whenever you need to
If
sleep.
you
but-
need that to sleep, Seth, we're talking about bigger issues than being sick.
Oh no, but that's just on the plane though. If
Yeah.
I want to knock out.
no,
really quick.
I was flying
I just think
to,
that NyQuil is definitely like it's a go-to for me when I'm not feeling good.
I was flying from Singapore to the States. Maybe it was Japan to the States. I can't remember. It was like an 8-hour flight. And I hadn't eaten
That has to be way more than an 8-hour flight.
It's way more
Japan to
than
the
that.
States. I think
To
it's
Hawaii maybe, but not to California.
Hawaii's like 6.
look
Hawaii
it up.
is a state.
Pull it up.
Hawaii's 6 hours.
Pull it up. Anyhow,
and a half.
Hawaii and Japan are very close to each other. In case you guys didn't understand
Hawaii's
about
in the middle of the ocean.
geography, it's 8 hours from Los Angeles to Japan. It's 8 hours. Anyhow, I hadn't eaten anything, and I took a Tylenol PM. Took 2 Tylenol PMs.
9 hours
actually.
and 20 minutes.
Yeah, so I was pretty close. So I took 2 Tylenol PMs, and my face felt so tingly. Has that ever happened to you, Seth?
No, because usually I'll have like food in me, and then that way, like I'm eating dinner on the plane, right, and then I'll take it, and then I'll be eating, and then right after I'm done eating, I'm like, oh, I'm tired, I'll go sleep.
Yeah,
You might
I
just be in a
literally
food coma.
That's true too. Anyhow,
But
always
you,
wanna
on
make
an
sure
empty stomach, that probably hit you really hard.
on an empty stomach, it messed me up, and I was like, sweating, and I was sweating, and I the person I was with, they're like, just eat some pretzels and try to go to sleep.
Probably thought Phil had some kind of buzz.
Yeah,
The problem with NyQuil though is like if you don't get enough sleep, like I went duck hunting one time and I took some NyQuil because I was feeling sick. I went out there the night before and slept in my truck. Terrible idea, but I needed like 5 good hours of sleep, and like the NyQuil, I was so droopy like for such a long time. It was like hard to get going.
Yeah.
even the last time I
Well,
took
that's
NyQuil,
your problem because like it's supposed
you
to
have
give you 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
You know, I know, but sometimes, you know, like
If you're trying to get up early,
I need to take
probably
I need to chase it with a Dayquil when I woke up. But yeah, honestly, I probably shouldn't be like recommending what to do. We are
No.
not doctors.
No,
You know,
it's just
everybody
good. Like
knows,
you
know.
get home at like 9 o'clock, and you're like, man, I want to go to sleep. I'm tired, like, and I don't feel great. Get the NyQuil in there. You're gonna be asleep by 10 o'clock.
I have the hardest time downing that NyQuil. Like it is
honey.
really hard.
Try the honey.
It's so
Have to try
weird
the
that you
honey.
don't that you
Oh,
have
no,
a
it-
problem.
Try the
It
honey
like,
one.
it like freaks me out. It's like, why don't I just drink? I would rather drink Listerine than NyQuil.
They taste similar.
I've never swallowed Listerine, but I bet it would go down easier.
All right. I can't believe that, Trent.
Oh, it is hard. It's painful. Like I have to plug my nose, and I can eat almost anything. Like that's on the list of like no, like it.
That's crazy.
All right, Seth,
Seth.
you are up here.
All right, I'm kind of struggling with what I want to take here, like what's more essential to me. But I think I'm just gonna go with one because I feel like maybe the other one might fall back to me. I'm not really sure, but I'm just gonna go with tissues.
That's solid.
Tissue.
That's a good one.
I feel like that one won't fall to me. The other one might. But tissues are essential, especially like the people who don't blow their nose when they're sick. I'm like, that is how you feel better.
Yeah.
You blow your nose when it's full and you feel better. Like
To relieve
when I'm
congestion.
sick, I'll go through a box or two. Like I'll blow my nose every single chance I can get. I don't care if I blow my nose dry or raw because I hate the feeling of like just my nose or my face feeling stuffed.
Yeah.
Do you use those like the puffs with like the plus lotion?
No, I just
That's a game changer.
I don't really like the lotion on them.
No, but then you don't have like a rough nose. You like having a red nose? What are you?
No,
Rudolph?
I don't really like.
Rudolph
I
didn't
don't
even like a red nose.
I don't.
Seth.
I actually don't really wipe my nose that much. I'm kind of like a shooter. Kind of shoot. I'm a shooter.
He just is
So wait, how far is the tissue from your nose?
Like it's in the vicinity, but I'm not really wiping my nose that much. That makes sense.
he's dabbing.
Question.
Is the tissue touching your nose when you blow it?
Yeah, but it's not to the point like my nose never gets like raw from it. That makes sense.
I actually had a conversation with someone the other day. Am I the only one who calls it Kleenexes?
I
no,
think my
I
mom
say
does.
both. I say both. Kleenex tissue.
I'll say tissue. I say tissue. People say Kleenex.
I say Kleenex. Like, hey,
Kleenex is the brand. For
someone
sure.
was
What's
like,
that
a kid was
word
like,
for
"Can
it?
you pass the tissues?" And I was like, "Wait, you mean Kleenexes?" And they're like, "No, that's the brand. They're tissues." And I'm like, "No, I call them Kleenexes."
Yeah.
But there's a certain
Yeah.
word for that where you call the thing the brand name.
Yeah.
Not the
I know
actual
what you're
word of
saying.
it.
Just a thought I had.
It's a good thought.
Yeah.
I'm like Team Puffs with that plus lotion. It's amazing. You gotta try that out, Seth. And then that has the Vicks Vapor. Man, maybe I'm giving a pick away right there, but that Vicks Vapor Rub.
That's all right.
No, but that puff, that's amazing right
Is that
there.
what you're gonna take?
Let's transition
All
to
right,
Phil.
here we go,
But yeah,
Phil.
if you can get that on a tissue, Seth, that makes you feel even better. It just
can
clears
still-
you
can
out
take
more.
it still.
Yeah,
You
you
can
can still take it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So so Seth, are you gonna go anymore? Or are you good?
No, I'm good. You
Okay.
can go.
So it's kind of two, and I guess they're kind of the same thing, but I'll just say the Vicks
The
because
Vapor Rub.
yeah, you put. Well, I have done. You can put it on your chest, but I also will sometimes do like an essential oil on the top of my
Like a peppermint.
Yep, on the top on my upper lip, right below my nose, and it'll just everything drains out, and I just go back to sleep. You're like smelling that stuff in. So I'll just say Vicks because I think that's what most people know. That basically just clears you out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Great dad hack for children, by the way.
Yeah.
If your kids are sick.
Yeah.
Put that right
Yeah.
on their nose, on the chest.
oh yeah, some people will put it on their feet and put socks on.
I've heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, some people put on their feet, put socks on. But yeah, Vicks is like a more it's almost like a clear all. You know what I'm saying? Like you could use it basically whenever. But yeah, Vicks.
If that's not something I really use, it's Vicks.
Oh, it's great.
You should get into Vicks.
So Vicks actually manufactures NyQuil too.
Oh,
Same company.
yep.
Yeah, same company.
So we were talking about Vicks, and Seth said put Vicks on your feet. Have you guys heard about that? Throwing a bar of soap in a bed to cure cramps.
No.
No.
It's a real thing.
didn't
Yeah,
say
there's
Vicks on-
This is a
No,
callback
I
to
said
the.
it's a callback. But have you
callback to
heard
the
that?
previous
Pod.
Yeah,
thought.
it just made me think of it.
What
is
kind of soap are we talking? Like
like a
oatmeal?
bar of soap? You throw a bar. I don't know. I think it's an old wives' tale, but that's something like you
It's
can look
all
it
in
up.
your head, Trent.
Yeah.
You should try it.
I
I've
also
never done
can't
it.
stand when people guarantee if you're like, oh yeah, I struggle with cramps, you will get like your weird aunt or someone who's just like, oh, you should drink pickle juice, and it's just like
That's a real thing.
It's a real thing. It's a real
Well,
thing.
soap in your bed might be real.
It's
too,
a real
Jordan. Just
thing.
like-
But
I
you
get
can
it.
just drink Gatorade.
Yeah,
or
it's a,
like,
yeah. They're like, you know what's funny is you can drink pickle juice for that, and they'll go right away. And it's like
Wasn't it
I'm not
Cam
gonna
Newton?
drink
Cam Newton
pickle
always
juice.
the pickle juice, right?
Yeah, lots of
I
people
think
do
so.
it, but
I
it's
think
just
so.
exhaustingly annoying. Not that it's just is. Go ahead, Trent.
All right, number 2 here. Man, I kind of sniped you there. Phil. Actually, I'll recap round 1.
You didn't snipe me. You helped me out.
Yeah. So round 1, we had Gatorade, NyQuil, tissues, and Vicks in round 1. Just to recap it there, just if you're following along on Twitter, there'll be a graphic on YouTube as well. Round 2, I'm going to go with chicken noodle soup.
Chicken noodle
I think
soup's
that's
a good
pretty
one.
good. I think that, that always makes you feel a little bit better, makes you maybe a little bit more hearty, ready to, face
You
the
have
day.
like a preferred version of the chicken noodle soup?
If my wife's feeling generous, she'll make a scratch chicken noodle soup, which I like more, that has
Yeah.
like carrots and stuff. But like a canned one, let me look one up.
I think you got to go homemade. I mean, homemade.
Well,
Seth,
well,
your
Phil, we all
mother-in-law
don't
makes
have-
a great.
We all don't have wives who make us
Seth's
soup on
mother-in-law
the,
makes a great chicken noodle soup.
I would say
that.
I've had
Progresso's
it
probably
several
my
times. It's so
favorite
good.
favorite one.
Oh yeah, you're right. You probably have had it. It's really good.
I
That
usually
stuff's
just
unreal.
go with, and I was going to take this if Trent had to, like, I usually just go with like top ramen or cup of soup.
That's
Cup
good.
of soup is good.
And that's different enough than chicken noodle soup for what it's worth.
Oh, you think I could still take that?
Yeah, I think you can. I think it's different.
I think it's a little.
I think it's kind of the same thing. Like,
I think it's
just
still.
soup.
I think it's like unless you like. I don't think you can really take soup off the board now. I think you can take soup off the board.
Okay, soup's
yeah,
off
yeah.
the board.
I'm just saying, like, for me, I usually just go with the, maybe because I'm single and
The cup of
and,
noodles.
it's
Cup of noodles is better
easier, but
than top ramen.
Jordan,
I think
what'd
cup
you
of
say?
noodles
What about the
better, too.
Campbell's chicken noodle O's?
yeah, it's all right. I'm a cup of noodle guy, so that's my go-to right there.
I really like the.
And I like the spicy because it helps clears up. You
Yeah.
get the
I'll put like some sriracha in sometimes.
get the spicy like chili shrimp chicken cup of soup, and it clears out your sinuses a little bit.
cup of soup is hard to beat, really, regardless. You know what I'm saying?
the problem
that
with-
probably gets you cramps for what it's worth.
No,
It's
but
very
the problem,
salty.
The problem, Phil, with cup of soup is they are ripping you off.
Why?
Why?
It's like you're basically buying styrofoam. Like you could smash that thing in and put 3 more noodles things in there.
Oh, I see
There's
what you're
hardly
saying.
any noodle. The noodle to styrofoam ratio is very poorly in those
It
cup of
expands.
noodles.
I don't know.
It's pretty solid lunch. I don't know.
Yeah,
I like the
you gotta have crackers though. I think you gotta have some good.
Yeah, I'll do chips too. I'll do some chips with
What kind of
crackers is good,
chips?
too.
like just like your Lay's or like your sour
Really?
cream and onion or like
with the soup.
yeah.
Oh, you gotta go. I gotta go crackers. Those Ritz thins. Oh man, those
Like the
things are so
Campbell's
good.
chunky chicken noodle soup. I feel like it has too much celery in it. Maybe.
And what happened to the Campbell's NFL commercials? Those were
Oh,
great,
man.
weren't
And
they?
What about who was the office guy that ran around and hit people too? The Campbell's.
Where?
There's
No.
like no. It was something else. That's a
no,
whole,
no. Yeah, I know. You're,
It wasn't Where. It was before Where.
okay.
But yeah, the Campbell's chicken noodle soup ads with like Donovan McNabb and
Yeah,
stuff were
Donovan-
really good.
and his mom.
and Michael Strahan and I don't know. Say Wolfgang Puck makes a good chicken noodle soup. They say I haven't had that one.
Trader Joe's, I'm sure, has some good stuff.
I don't like the Campbell's condensed chicken noodle soup
No.
though, just by itself. That one's I would say is not good. I'm just trying to give Jordan
I'm ready.
some stuff.
I'm-
No, just
I'm-
kind of what
yeah.
like some of my favorites
Yeah.
if I don't have that.
I am ready for my pick though. If you
All
guys
right, let's
are.
hear it.
Okay, number 2. So you're up, Jordan.
I'm gonna go with some cough drops.
Nice.
Cough drops?
Solid. I was hoping that would come back to me. Cough drops is great.
I feel like there's only a few cough drops though. Like I feel like there's like 2 or 3 that are good, and the rest are garbage.
I like Halls. I don't know if you guys like.
He didn't
What
know
Halls
who
do you
E. coli
like?
was last.
Like
True.
which one? Like there's has to be specific ones. Like I ain't eating that nasty like cherry one.
I usually go for like the honey type of ones.
the honey
the
one is
honey
good.
ones,
Honey
yeah.
one is good.
I just think the honey makes honestly it's things you can do in your drink. It's just I mean
Yeah, spoonful of honey.
spoonful
makes
of
the
honey,
medicine go
man.
down.
Like,
Yep.
yeah,
Think
like
it's
I think
sugar.
just honey in general, honey flavored stuff is really good for you. It's really good when you're sick.
Yeah. I have a heater
I
coming
like
up
the
too.
honey Halls cough drops.
There's
that's-
there's this one that I really like. You can almost eat it like candy, which sounds bad, but it's like a Hall. It was like branded as like Hall's Breezers, and it was like a
Oh,
strawberry.
those were way too good.
It was like a strawberry and vanilla mix, and it was almost. It really did taste like candy.
Oh yes, yes.
I don't
know
think that was working. That
Yeah.
was that was big pharma. I would say just trying.
That's what I'm saying. It was like almost like candy. And when I was like a little bit sick, I was like, I need those.
Yeah,
It was
'Cause
almost like a Go-Gurt flavor.
And it was bad because you're only supposed to have like a couple in like a couple hours, but I was like going through bags, in like 8 hours.
It's funny, Trent, you said like I didn't know what Ricola was. I think it's because I've always just had Halls.
Yeah.
The other one that's good is the Beekeepers. You guys have the Beekeepers?
Yeah.
That's a solid one too.
Beekeepers.
Are you talking about Burt's?
Burt's Bees?
Burt's
Burt's
Bees.
Bees. I think.
No, Birds. Yeah, no, Beekeepers.
I have to look
There's
this
a
up.
brand called Beekeepers.
I've had the Burt's ones, which are okay.
They have they have throat spray too.
Promise
Beekeepers.
Promise Keeper.
What is that?
It's like a Bible, like nationwide Bible study. It's like I've never seen beekeepers before. Which Promise Keepers wouldn't be bad if you were sick.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
call a guy.
For some prayer.
Are we allowed to put prayer on the board? That might, that's
actually a good one
I think
too,
it's too
but-
powerful. I think that's a third round steal. So I think we have to knock that off.
Yeah.
That we can't have, unfortunately.
All right, Seth.
All right, so this one kind of leads off what Jordan was saying, that honey is like great to add. I'm gonna go with tea. Whenever I have any sort of like sore throat, I am drinking tea, and I'm drinking a lot of it.
Okay.
And especially like there's certain ones that I like. I don't know if it's called like Sleepy Time or like Bedtime Stories or something like that, but it has like
Sleepy Time is the name.
It kind of also it has whatever.
Phil's
what's
a big
that?
tea guy.
What's that one thing that kind of makes you sleepy? What's the word for it? It's Dramamine. Is that what it is? Or that's for car sickness?
Yeah,
I'm learning so
Dramamine's for
much.
car sickness. I
It's-
think
it's-
you're talking about like, it's,
What is it
it's more of
called?
an herb than than like something.
Anyways, it has that in the tea, and I like taking that before I go to sleep. I'll drink it with some honey and like maybe a little bit of sugar to like make it a little bit sweeter. And like I said, the heat just feels good on like a sore throat.
Yeah, for sure. So is
So
tea?
I'll go through a ton of tea. I won't, and I drink a lot of coffee. So if I'm sick, I'm not gonna drink coffee. I'll just drink tea
Yeah.
a ton.
So tea is off the board and like
I would
all
say-
flavors like
Yeah.
tea. Okay.
The
And I know
chamomile
that's-
ones are great.
I know that's hard for you because you're like a tea club member.
I'm really into tea. When we were doing it at home, how often was I sipping on tea?
That was back when we were doing, the like 5 a.m. pods.
I had a lot of tea.
The 5 a.m. was rough.
The 5 a.m. was tough, but also since I think this is off, unless you guys end up giving to me, have you ever had the Starbucks medicine ball?
No.
Have you got? Neither of you guys have, or none of you guys? So they do steamed
Sounds like
lemonade,
witchcraft.
steamed lemonade, hot water, jade citrus mint tea, peach tranquility tea, and honey. And if you just go to Starbucks, you ask for a medicine ball, and the lemonade burns your throat a little bit if you have a sore throat, but the honey helps it. But it almost opens it opens everything's up, and you feel almost immediately better.
I might go tomorrow.
Yeah. Honestly, the Starbucks medicine ball, even if you're not feeling sick, it's so good. It's just really hot when you get it, like most teas.
We'll get it iced on the rocks. Are you
honey
taking-
doesn't really flow. I can't take that because
Should we let Phil put Starbucks medicine ball on the board?
Sure, if he wants to.
Sure.
It's
think
different than like, I don't know, just kind of normal tea bag.
We might have some people that are like, that's the same thing though.
Okay,
What do you-
I'll
you agree
skip
with
it.
that?
I'll skip it. The other thing I like to do when I'm sick is I'll go on a run.
Run it out. Yeah.
I'll run it. I'll literally run it out. Like I'll just be
Yeah.
like, I'll throw on a sweater or two, maybe 2 sweaters, and I'll wear like some leggings
It
or whatever.
sucks sometimes, but
Oh, it sucks. And you're running like
But do you want to run? If it's cold outside, will you go on a run when you're sick?
Yeah, I will.
I feel like that makes it worse for me.
It might, but I'll throw on like extra layers, and so I'm like really hot, and I'll have a hood on and I'll tie it,
Okay, cover your face a little bit.
cover my face a little bit, and I'll run.
Honestly, I wish you would do that for YouTube also. Just cover your face. Just tell
Zing.
people you're running it out.
So I'll just run and I'll just like get a sweat in, and then I feel a little bit better. Even though maybe if that's not the right thing, it definitely gets things going for me. So I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to say this is not a great one, but I'm going to say a blanket. Like like even if it's a summer, I'll still
you want to feel warm.
You want to feel
Yep.
warm and cozy. You got to have a blanket. You got to have a blanket. You can wrap yourself up like a little quesarito, burrito, whatever you want to call it. You just roll yourself in that burrito and you go back to sleep and you just, shut the lights off and sleep for hours. So at least that's what I do, or at least try to do if my children aren't banging on the doors and they know I'm awake or asleep.
That's solid right there. I wasn't even thinking of apparel.
Yeah.
And we all got those special things we want to wear or have.
Remember those things, Snuggies?
Yes. Will you sport one when you're sick?
I would. I mean, I don't have it anymore, but when that was a big thing, I wore that all the time. I mean,
Regardless
if I was
of
sick
illness.
or not. Yeah.
Yes.
I had a Seahawks one.
That's
but you get
pretty
a
good.
little nice
That's a
little
really
blanket.
good one. I was going to
Blanket's
take
good.
that as my last pick.
I have something that I don't know if it's like legal for if we're only doing 3 rounds, but to recap that second round. Before I recap that second round, today's episode is brought to you by Manscaped. Manscaped is, it's for the modern man, the modern dude who takes care of himself. Manscaping isn't just for life special occasions; it's a requirement for optimal health, superior hygiene, and health self-esteem. You now have the right tools for a safe and precise grooming in the hard to navigate sensitive areas, plus post-trimming products to keep your dudes dry and fresh all day long. Go to Manscaped, tell them the dudes sent you. Type in dudes20 for 20% off your order. If you've ordered from Manscaped before and you want to get the new Lawnmower 4.0 and you had the 3.0 want to upgrade, you can still enter our promo code if it's been a while. So go ahead and give it a try if you want to just upgrade or get the new Weed Whacker, or you want to get some deodorant or the Crop Reviver. It's all good stuff. Smells good, good scents. Go to Manscaped. Tell them the dude sent you. Dudes20 for 20% off. Recapping the second round, I had chicken noodle soup. Jordan had cough drops. Seth had tea. And Phil had a blanket. Man, so here I am in the third round. Last pick. 3-round draft. Is it too much to say the remote control? TV? Is that too much?
I think you just
is
say
that kind of unfair.
I was gonna my next pick. So yeah, I don't know.
Is that unfair to say that, like the remote control TV? Who, you know what I mean?
like TV. Yeah.
I feel like we're not. You know what I mean? Is that too like?
No.
I feel like that. I feel like that might be an unfair advantage.
Well, I mean,
almost,
I was gonna. My next pick was gonna be like I was gonna take like a TV show to binge watch. Like that's what I was gonna say. But like I think you kind of taken that
You know what I
instead.
mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what you're trying to say is like.
Yeah, but if I said like a TV show, could you say a movie? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
should we?
No, you shouldn't.
No, I think
like
you're
comfort
saying, like-
television.
Yeah,
Comfort
like-
show, something.
Yeah, so should I just like I could put TV there? in the third?
Entertainment.
I'll say TV.
Yeah.
There you go.
TV. Everybody, when I'm sick, I might even just say John Wayne. When I'm sick, I love watching John Wayne movies. I'll go put on old westerns. I got Big Jake, I got The Searchers, I got The Sons of Katie Elder,
That one's not that great.
Rio Bravo. You don't like Sons of Katie Elder?
It's okay.
There's some good lines and stuff in there. It's a pretty good one. But yeah, I'm just gonna say John Wayne. That probably will lose me the draft saying that. But
It's also
I don't
super
care.
weird.
Yeah.
No, I like.
Why don't
watching,
you just say television?
I like watching westerns when I'm sick. I don't know
So
why.
say westerns.
When I got the chicken pox in kindergarten, I watched a lot of John Wayne.
What about when you broke your ankle?
I did watch a lot of John Wayne. I mostly watched The Office when I broke my ankle.
That's a good one.
I mostly watched The Office. But yeah, when I'm sick, I might watch like an old western I haven't watched in a while. So yeah, I'll just put westerns. I'll throw that in right there. I'll just do westerns. I won't do John Wayne.
All right. I was gonna take a good TV show to binge watch. I'm gonna pivot. I'm gonna just keep my theme alive with lots of medicine here, and I'm surprised it hasn't been taken. I'm gonna go with Advil.
Nice.
That's a good one. I'm allergic. Interesting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you allergic to all? Can you do ibuprofen or is it just Advil?
No, all ibuprofen. I'm allergic.
When did you
Yeah.
find this out?
So what
Found
do you
it out-
So what do you take as an alternative?
Just Tylenol. I found it out
Just
later in
Tylenol.
life because I used to get bad migraines. And so I was at work and I was like, I got a bad migraine. So I was like, hey, does anyone have some ibuprofen? So someone gave me some, and usually what I would do is get a migraine, take ibuprofen, and then I'd get coffee, and like the caffeine usually would help me out. But this time I took an ibuprofen, and within I don't know, maybe I'm exaggerating, but within 5 to 10 minutes, my face started drooping. And so I
It
had,
sounds like Bell's palsy almost.
yeah. So I was like, everyone's freaking out because they knew I had a bad migraine. I was like, I need to like sit down, and then my face starts drooping, and I came out of the office and my whole face was like kind of falling apart, and they're like, you need to get to the emergency room like right now. And so I like drove up to like an urgent care, which is not an emergency room. And the lady's like, why didn't you go to the emergency room? And I was like, I feel fine. Like this just like, and she's like, yeah. So then she asked me if I had Bell's palsy. I don't, but like apparently, and then she's like, yeah, I can't figure out, which is not encouraging. I can't figure out what's wrong with you. So then I had to get a CT scan of my head. And so then I just went on living my life. I was totally fine. But then a couple months later, I took another ibuprofen and it did it again. And I was like, oh, that's it. That's what it is. So I've never been fully diagnosed.
So it gives you Bell's palsy.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Interesting.
You should take it before the pod sometimes.
You'll just start
drool falling out of
Hey,
his mouth.
you just start feeling like hot. Your face will just start getting hot. Then my eye will just start drooping, and then my face.
Maybe you should do it for Halloween one day.
just take an
One
ibuprofen.
year, yeah.
I'll find a photo of myself with just
You
like
can dress
a
up as like
droopy eye.
Frankenstein or something, and you can take
Two-Face.
Yes, yeah. It's pretty. It's alarming. I will say that.
My uncle got Bell's palsy once, and the only thing he said was he was really thankful he was married because if his face got stuck like that, he didn't think he would get married.
Yeah, it's
Well, it's a genetic thing actually with your family, Trent. Remember your two cousins got it. Our two cousins got it too.
They got it. Yeah, they got it a week apart from each other, which was weird.
No
That's
way.
Yeah, Bo and Jet both got it. Hate giving those guys dirt bags, shout outs.
I need to send you this photo
They
of what
both
my
got
face
it
looked
about.
like.
They
Bo
both
did
got it
it-
the same month.
And
Phil.
Bo did a TV interview
after
with
his
it too.
football game.
Well, I think what happens is I think it's
Looked like Popeye.
I think it's related to I think it is a
They don't really know what it comes from, but we're spending a lot of time on Bill's
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah,
yeah.
anyway,
I got
let's
I
move
got
on.
Advil as my pick. It's always a
Way to make this about you, Phil.
pretty good. So I think solid pick in the third round. Advil. So Advil, ibuprofen, same
Seth,
thing.
what are you doing to
All right,
wrap
I'm
up
going to use this
draft?
one that kind of got brought to light after I got kids. My wife kind of she taught me this one, but it's a humidifier.
oh dang it,
Like
Seth.
that one is like, especially like my wife's into like those essential oils. Like when your kids are sick, you can kind of put that stuff in there. And like with this one humidifier, you obviously fill it up with water. You add some peppermint into it, and it kind of like the peppermint and the water kind of like really like opens up your lungs. You feel like your nose, you can breathe again. It's just I like it a lot. So if I'm sick, I'll kind of put it by the side of my bed and I'll turn it on, and then I think it's on for a couple hours of the night, and I feel like it helps me a lot.
Yeah, and she puts essential oils into it.
Yeah, no, those are nice. My daughter's. Oh wow, Phil's showing me a picture of his face, and it looks worse than it normally does.
That's pretty bad, right? Doesn't that kind of look like
Yeah, that's pretty cool actually.
it's kind of crazy, like it just everything started
You should have
drooping.
smiled on the other side.
I was.
Wait, really?
No. So yeah, that's the maybe I'll send that to you. We'll get our friends to take a look at that. That was a rough day. Lots of swelling in there. Kind of an interesting
What do
one.
you do to take the swelling down? You put an ice pack on it, icy hot. What do you think?
It just eventually went away.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to say a hot shower.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Nice.
A hot shower, like even if you're feeling hot, you get into a hot shower, you just relax a little bit, dry off, jump back into bed. You know what I'm saying? It kind of gets you going a little bit.
Kind of
So
clears your nasal passages.
clears your nail. Yeah, spray some whether you do some essential oils or something like that, drop it in the shower, get the nostrils open. So
The vapors running.
get the vape going.
So here's, I think, yeah.
Don't do that in the shower.
You talked about running it out. The last time you told me that, you're like, yeah, I'm really sick. I tried to run it out and I'm way worse now. Like, how is that like 50-50? Like 50% of the time
I
makes
feel
you
like
feel
that
better,
never
50%
works for
of the time
me.
makes you
I've
feel
tried
worse?
doing that, or like I'll try to do something when I'm
something
sick, and I'm like, heck no.
I think
I'm not
it
doing
helps
that.
when
Yeah.
you're on the the tail end of it. It's like you can tell you're almost feeling better.
Yeah.
And it's just that last, and you're like, okay, I just gotta go run it out.
The last time Phil missed a pod, he was sick, and he's like, "Yeah, I tried to run it out today, and I feel way worse now, so I'm not coming on."
Well, that day, I remember distinctly what we were talking about. It was actually a point that Seth brought up. Is do you cover up? and I literally wore I had like a light sweater and shorts,
tank top.
and it was like 32
Yeah.
degrees, and I went on a run, and as
You
soon as
should
I got
wear
back,
So
like-
you instead of going up the hill, you rolled down the hill.
yes, exactly. Yeah, I started declining rapidly. But even when I had COVID, which is years ago, I would like
Years ago.
I mean, actually true.
it is years ago. I would go on runs and I would feel better after. Like I would be like, I'd feel better, And we have country out here. I can get out and get in the open air and.
I do feel like stepping outside. Does
I was
make me
that's
feel better.
like the sun, like being
Yeah.
the sun.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Getting some sun, vitamin D.
Yeah, it's vitamin D. Yeah,
Well,
No one said
oh, yeah.
orange juice. No one said
That'd been a
vitamin
good
C.
one.
I'm not an orange juice guy, but yeah.
Oh man, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, just-
Emergency, we should have
Yeah,
said.
just to recap this whole thing, I had Gatorade, chicken noodle soup, and Westerns. Jordan had NyQuil, cough drops, and Advil. Seth had tissues, tea, and humidifier. Phil had Vicks, blanket, and hot shower. Just some honorable mentions we missed. Airborne,
Airborne, yeah.
I think going in the sun, like that's a good one.
that's a
Yeah.
good one. I almost said sweats with my last pick. You
Yeah.
kind of have some comfy sweats you put on and lounge around the house.
I feel like that was a little close to blankets, maybe.
Maybe.
Someone to care for you.
Yeah. Oh, caretaker's a big deal.
Yeah. Like my wife always says I'm being overly dramatic when I'm sick.
you
You know what
know,
I'm saying?
yeah.
And it's like, that's not true.
Yeah, I told my wife the closest she'll ever know to how I feel when she's sick is, when she's giving birth. That's how bad I am when I'm sick. Like it's bad.
I have a
Like
question.
you go downhill quickly.
yeah, like it's like, well, like she's like, you are overreacting. I'm like, no. This is the closest. You when you have a baby, that's the closest you'll ever feel to how I feel.
I have
right
a
now.
question for you guys who have kids. Is the worst thing that could possibly happen to you when you're sick is for your kids to also be sick?
Yes.
No, you just bring them into bed. I mean, it's not fun, but like if another kid is sick with you, if you have a big enough bed, you just like everyone who's sick quarantines together, and everyone who's not sick goes.
So it's not the. I've heard some people tell me that the worst thing that can possibly happen is for your kids.
No, it's not
for your
fun.
kids to all be sick while you're sick.
Yeah, if I have a
No,
kid
yeah,
or
it's
two
pretty
who's sick,
terrible.
if I have a kid or
Pretty
two who's sick
terrible.
while I'm sick, I will quarantine with them, and we'll just be like, I'll just go to sleep all day.
Also
That's
depends
like-
on probably the ages of them too, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
If they're
That's like
older, it's not as
You
bad.
being in charge
Yeah.
of a certain group of kids, that's like the blind leading the blind.
Like, if
though.
you had like
that's,
a-
that's
like-
not making anyone better.
Like
Phil.
Seth, if you were sick and your two
We're drinking
your kids,
Coca-Cola and just like,
Seth's kids, and even you, Trent, like your kids, if they were both sick while you were sick, that has to
Yeah,
be horrible.
it's miserable.
It's not fun.
Phil, your older ones is probably okay, right?
yeah, my
It's-
older ones, it makes it a little bit like if they're
Yes.
sick at the same time, it's like, all
But
right.
if you have like a 3 and a 2-year-old, it's probably like that's brutal.
Yeah, well, that's my younger ones, but
Yeah.
yeah. Like, but the other thing, if they're sick, they just want to like hang out anyways. They don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about kids is their bodies basically will tell them what to do. So it's like if they get tired, they're just like, I'm just going to lay on the couch and not do anything. So unless it's the stomach flu, which that one is, that is
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
I'd
we didn't
rather-
really get into anything outside of colds. Like, I mean, we could have said the toilet is essential.
And that's
But we
true.
didn't go there.
That's true.
Toilet's essential all the time. Seth.
yeah.
Yeah, it's for some
Well,
people, no.
Well, that's a good point. Other thing, like chloroseptic, like sore throat spray, that stuff is clutch. If you have
Yeah.
a sore throat, like.
Yeah.
Jordan just said the
mean-
honey spray earlier, right?
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
I-
he said
talks
spray,
about it.
yeah.
Talks
I mean,
That's
like
why I didn't
cough
say
drops, throw lozenges, they're kind of the same thing in my
I use
opinion.
some
but-
I don't really
people,
like
yeah.
the spray that much.
Oh, I love the spray. He just gets it right where
Same.
you need
You
to
just-
get it. Oh, and it says only do like 3, and I do like 19.
It's probably why you have
Oh,
cramps.
Yeah.
Probably so.
Yeah.
Probably so.
That's how Phil got the buzz.
What?
I don't know.
Oh, the title of the title. Yeah.
He likes to
No,
chase-
from his NyQuil,
Yeah, he
the
likes-
buzz.
He likes,
His
to
NyQuil
chase,
buzz.
he likes to chase his Advil down with some chloroseptic spray.
Listerine.
Yeah. Well, I think that kind of does
Yeah.
it, guys. It was
Yeah.
a fun draft. We're
That was a good one.
Yeah,
An
we're-
obscure draft.
we're entering off season. If you have a good draft idea you'd like us to do, leave a comment on YouTube of what it should be.
Or if you'd like us to just stop potting altogether, like let us know.
We got
That'd be
plenty.
good to
We got
know.
plenty of those comments, Phil. So don't know where you've been the last couple of years, but anyway, actually, Phil, you've been on the pod with us now 2 years now.
2 years, yeah,
so
2 full years.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know when Seth's first pod was.
It's probably going to be like somewhere in August, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was more in the well, that August.
Maybe
is the summer.
July.
Yeah, I thought it was July. Yeah.
Yeah, it might be late July, but yeah. So, anyways, guys, that does it. We, yeah, we will see you next time. Thank you for, and remember, don't be rude. Share the dudes. Go ahead and share this with a friend. Really helps us out, guys. Give us the thumbs up. Subscribe on YouTube. Wherever you're listening, give us a rating and review. We really appreciate. As always, take care.
This has been another episode of the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast. Remember to rate, review, and follow. For more information, go to www.thefantasyfootballdudes.com. And remember, we are sorry for absolutely nothing.